Bam, bam, bam. The alarm goes off in the morning, 5:30, 5:45, 6, 6:15, whatever time it is. Hand goes over, smacks the alarm, mope to the bathroom, teeth, shower, shave if you're a dude, right? Maybe, mouth spray, hair, trim a little something, something. Ladies, makeup, right? Maybe blow dry. In the car, on the way to work, still comatose, right? Get to work, inside, your second cup of coffee before you've attained real consciousness of the world around you. Is this true? Has anybody experienced this? Am I reading your mail? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? This is how most people go through their entire lives, guys. And listen, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Let me tell you what the subconscious mind does. The subconscious mind grooves patterns, okay? They're called habits. Now, most of the time we think about habits, we think of, smoking or overeating, or we think of exercising being a habit, right? And those are all habits as well. But what I'm talking about are the things that you don't even think about, right? When it's time to back out of your car out of the driveway, you literally just get in, turn the ignition, and back it out and drive off. In fact, how many of us have ever driven to work and then cannot recall the trip there at all, right? Just like got no conscious memory of what the traffic was like or of seeing anything. And literally, we don't snap out of this daze until something happens. Somebody cuts you off in traffic or somebody honks a horn, and all of a sudden you're looking around like this. Guys, your subconscious mind does an incredible job of keeping you sane and allowing you to function in this crazy world, because the truth is that it needs to develop habits like getting into the car, starting the car, putting the car in reverse, backing up, looking behind you, checking for traffic, cutting the wheel, pulling back out. You don't have to consciously think of those things because your subconscious mind has grooved habits to allow you to execute them without thinking. The challenge to this is that the subconscious mind does that with everything we do. It literally classifies certain words, actions, body language, facial expressions, reactions as normal and categoric for certain situations, and it files them away, and your subconscious mind will literally drag them up and execute them without your conscious awareness, just like backing out of the driveway. So even though you may have had a conscious thought that I need to get to work now, it's the subconscious mind that does everything between the alarm going off and you're actually arriving. Does that make sense? Okay? The challenge to that is that your subconscious mind has also done that with everything else in your life. So when your spouse says to you, "What have you been doing all day?" Your subconscious mind instantaneously reaches in the box and pulls out the response, right? Well, maybe that response is fine and great. Well, maybe it's not a very good one at all. But in any case, it's going to be the habit that you've gotten yourself into. It's going to be the automatic response, the groove that your subconscious mind is worn in your brain that literally takes you from A to B. I mean, a coworker says something to you. Maybe it's the donuts at work, right? I mean, somebody always brings in a box of donuts. My question to you is, do you eat the donut because you're hungry? Or do you eat the donut because it's just habit? It's just there. You always eat the donut. Does that make sense? Do you sometimes snap at your children because you are really frustrated or angry with them? Or is it because it's just habit to do so? Sometimes I find myself taking the dog out when the dog hasn't asked to go out. It's just part of the routine. Some habits that your brain forms are fantastic. They allow you to survive, they keep you alive, they allow you to remain sane. Can you imagine if you had to consciously process every single thing you said, did, thought, acted, touched, smelled, tasted, you'd go crazy. So your subconscious mind saves you from all that pain and suffering. But your subconscious mind also can be a hindrance to you in the pursuit of your goals if the habits and the patterns that you've worn are not ones that are productive to taking you where you want to go in your life. Does that make sense? If health and wellness maybe is a goal for you, but you've got a pattern worn in your brain of having 4 beers every night when you get home from work, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if that doesn't fall into your plan for health and wellness, then you've got to change that pattern. You've got to change that groove. And the same is true if you want to develop a pattern of being a happy, positive, outgoing, fun person, But yet most of your life you've been a complainer and maybe kind of pessimistic about the world. Well, you're going to have to wear new grooves. You're going to have to develop brand new responses and groove those into the brain so that when somebody says, hey, how's it going? You don't go, nah, it's fine, my knee. No, instead you say, hey, I'm fantastic. How are you? Does that make sense? So it's harder than it sounds, but it's not any more complicated than it sounds. It's really pretty simple. Here's what you must do. Wake up, right? It's your life going off, right? Wake up. You've got to live with more awareness. You must make a conscious effort to be present in the moment of now, all the time, and consciously respond to things going on around you. And here's what will happen. If you have patterns or grooves or habits that you wish to change, if you will get conscious of them and be present in the moment, try very consciously and deliberately to keep your mind from running on autopilot all day long. Be conscious and be present in the moment. What will happen is you can begin to respond differently. You can begin to behave differently. You can begin to interact with others differently or make different decisions on a conscious level. And over time, once you've developed the habit of responding that way, it'll become automatic. And then when somebody says, hey, how's it going? You go, man, I'm fantastic. How are you? And you won't even realize how you got there. But you see, once those habits and those thought patterns become automatic, then you can go to working on others and go to working on others. And you'll get back to a state where, no kidding, the subconscious mind runs about 90% of what you do. But it'll be running it in a way that benefits you and takes you where you want to go in your life. So my advice to you and my advice to myself is to wake up. Get aware. Live in this moment of now so that we can make new patterns and new habits in our subconscious minds to develop better behaviors, better responses, better language, better body language, better facial expressions, better relationships. All of those things are going to take us where we want to go in our lives. And with that, guys, be conscious, be aware, and be present as you go out there today and make today your best day.